Nicely done. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit. I got pretty busy teaching summer school, so back to making some content. And today I'm actually joined by a guest star.
How's it going?
Aaron Cole. So Aaron's a local player at Champaign also. I've known him for a long time. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do an advanced versus intermediate challenge. Aaron, your rating is
893.
893. Mine's about 966, I think. So we'll see what the difference is between an advanced player and an intermediate player as we go. It's pretty windy out here, so commentary on the course is going to be kind of hard. So I'm going to throw it to Aaron and Tad in the booth right now. Alrighty, so we're actually going to do some hybrid commentary. We did a little bit of the commentary on the course here. So first off, Aaron, you want to talk about hole 1 here for us?
Yeah, sure. So it's a low ceiling double mando shot, and the goal is to just get to the bottom of the hill if you can to give yourself a long putt.
Yeah, definitely. Not many people are getting even to the hill because of the low ceiling. You're throwing downhill through the ceiling, so it's pretty tough. So here's me with my Sidewinder. This one usually is pretty good in this type of wind. I believe we had like a crosswind, but I just grip lock that, pull it right, and miss the mando by a mile.
And this is my Northman. I'm trying to hyzer flip up the middle. And yeah, here comes the wind. And there it goes. I hit the mando tree.
Maybe just a slight early release too.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't fully commit.
Alright, so both of us are going to be throwing from the drop zone. This is my zone. I'm really trying to keep this low and punch it, but I went just a little bit too low, so I'm kind of at the bottom of the hill.
And here's my suspect, which I use for my up shots. I'm trying to just blast it into the hill.
Yeah, you got a little bit higher up the hill than I did, so that's in not bad position. This is probably like a 30-footer up the hill, and I'm actually really happy to hit that in the wind.
And yep, here's my putting.
Right off the bat.
Yep. So dumping in my unfortunate 5.
Yep. So neither of us really get off the hole how we want to. So I'm 1 over, you're 2 over now. Going on to hole 2. So hole 2 here is another hole with a mando. The tree, now the tree on the left that you can see on the screen has a mando that you gotta go left of, and you're aiming for these little pine trees on the right here. The basket's right in there. So you're either going most likely a forehand, a roller, or a big sky Annie. I usually opt for the forehand, so here is my Wraith, and I just get nose up into a headwind on this one, so it gets 0 distance, but it does make the mando at least.
And me being intermediate, I don't have a great forehand, but I gotta give it a shot.
Yeah, you're definitely learning your forehand. You've definitely been improving a lot in the past month or two, but that it's manageable at least. You're out there maybe 150?
Yeah, it's about right.
Something like that.
So here's my up shot, and yep, threw it right into the ground.
And that's definitely one difference I see between intermediate and advanced frequently. The like 150 to 200 foot up shots, advanced players tend to put a little bit more close than intermediate players do usually.
Yeah, the consistency definitely wasn't quite there.
Yeah. So that one, you might have been running it, but it's a fine layup.
It is about a half go, so yeah, I'm okay taking a 3.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm taking a 4 on this hole, so.
Yeah, I'm happy making that 3 there. So I stay at 1 over, you go to 3 over now through 2. Going on to hole 3. Hole 3 is kind of a pick your option shot. So you can either go on this tree in the middle here, you can either go left side of it on like a turnover, or you can go up the middle with like a hyzer flip shot. I usually take the turnover line. I think you usually go hyzer flip.
I'm kind of 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
So here's my Shrike. I'm going for the turnover, and this one's close to 400 feet, so you actually kind of got to get on it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a big pump for sure.
And this one I just left a little bit too left and low. Need a little more height and a little more turn, but it's not bad. It's up there.
And here's my king. Trying to release it flat, and instead I throw it nose up in a tailwind, and that's going OB.
Yeah, that'll hyzer out on you right there.
Yeah, that wasn't even close.
So that is one thing about taking the hyzer flip gap. It's less likely you go OB if you mess up your drive.
And here's a little forehand up shot.
Yeah, I think that was your felon. Caught a little bit of the trees, dropped a little early. Here's me trying to run like a 45, 50 footer low ceiling, and I just didn't get it up there, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and as you can see, the trees are... It's windy out there.
Yeah, it is. We were having maybe 15 to 20 mile an hour consistent, probably, something like that.
Yeah, it was a tough wind today.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with my putting so far. I've been making all of the things that I feel I should make. And
there's me dropping in an unfortunate...
there's me just getting a close reaction
just
for you.
right in the face.
So now you're, 5 over, and I'm 1 over still. Going on to hole 4. This is our first real, birdie opportunity, I would say. There's 2 options. You can go, well, actually, there's 3 options now. You can go with a big hyzer around to the right. You can go with, a straight turnover, or you can go, a forehand over the road towards this basket. I think it's, 270 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So here is a nuke. I usually just try and power down on a driver. This is actually, I've changed my play recently and been throwing fairway drivers, mostly because of this. I crushed that.
Yeah, you really got a hold of that one.
I'm probably 45, 50 feet long. So here's you.
And here's my shot. Yeah, trying the hyzer, and I mean, it was a decent shot.
Yeah. Looked like it just lifted, but that's pretty close right there. That's a good comeback right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And Tad from a mile out. Nicely done. That was a big putt.
Boom.
Big confidence booster.
Oh, absolutely. That and the putt uphill on hole 1 that I made, I was very happy.
Hug that basket.
Oh, yeah. And then here's your much easier way of getting a birdie.
Yeah, this is...
Good too, Aaron.
That's how you do it.
That's more what you want when you're going for a birdie.
With a big fist bump.
Alrighty, so now I'm even par and you are 4 over going into hole 5 here. Hole 5 is a pretty tough, low ceiling shot that finishes right, and it's 350, I would say. So I'm normally going with a flex forehand, but I've seen a lot of plays. Aaron, what's your play on this one?
I like to go the roller.
Yeah, I think actually you might have gone forehand on this one, if I remember correctly. We'll see in a second because of the wind, but here's my strike forehand. I'm wanting that to come back right. And that'll work.
That's how you do it. Yep. Here's my forehand again. I think the wind didn't allow me to throw the roller.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the wind just Yep.
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 I think on that one we had a tailwind, a pretty strong tailwind, and so that makes it getting down that roller really hard because you have a low ceiling for your roller to begin with. So I think the forehand's probably the right play, even though you're not confident with it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to give it a shot, and that was the worst branch ever.
There's a sneaky dead branch right there that can take out even the best looking shots, and that is a good example of that.
So with the...
Going with the turnover.
Yeah. So there's my little putter up shot. Those I'm actually okay with.
I think that would clip the tree.
It probably did, to be honest, but...
So here's my 2 look. So this is maybe 25 feet or so, and that one felt good also.
Yeah, getting a 2 on that hole is... Wave to the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, even with my good forehand, or pretty good forehand, I'd say I get that one maybe 1 out of every 6, 7 tries, something like that. And I'm normally getting happy with a 3.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the tougher holes on the course to birdie for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going down to 1 under. You're going back up to 5 over. Onto one of the most deceptively hard holes on the course. It's a very easy hole. It's only, 160 feet or so. Simple hyzer or putter up the middle, and I don't know what it is about this hole, but I have trouble.
Yeah, it's so easy to, if you release it early, you hit the pine tree. If you release it late, you hit another tree on the side.
Yeah. Released it early, hit the pine tree. So here you go.
Yeah, I usually try up the middle. We like to call that the sucker gap because it's just right there.
Yeah, you can ace run up the middle. It's just, you're probably trying to hit maybe a 4 foot by 4 foot gap.
Yeah, it's not big.
No. But, yeah, that was probably not your best effort on it either.
And that's me just laying up and take my 3.
Mm-hmm. Easy hole.
Yeah, love that hole. It's great.
Alright, so here's me for my 2. Oh, yeah.
Banged another one.
Yeah, I was feeling the putter today.
And that is a turkey, folks.
Yep, that one I'm really happy with. 4 and 6 I feel I should get a birdie on frequently, but 5 is definitely a challenging one. So I'm really happy with that birdie. Happy to go 2 down myself. So going on to hole 7 here. Hole 7 is not a long hole, but a hole that requires a very specific shot shape, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
So normally most people are going to go with something kind of a forehand that's pretty flat that'll fade right at the end, because you're kind of trying to go right around that last tree there and not go very far. So I usually go with like a mid or a zone. Here's my pine. And I actually thought this was okay out of my hand, but the wind got under it and pushed it right a ways. And yeah,
it seemed good off the tee.
We'll see where that landed.
But you'll see here in a second.
Yeah. So, Aaron, what are you throwing here?
That looks like my felon.
Thumber,
Yep, definitely.
felon.
That is... I like the thumber on this hole, because if I can get right around that tree, it is parked.
Yeah, so here's where my pine landed. Actually, right behind me is out of bounds. So I actually went long OB by about 50 feet, which is something I haven't done very often.
Yeah, it was a crush. It was very surprising to see where that went.
And then a terrible run for a kind of rough 4 on that hole. Not really something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I unfortunately, I clipped this tree, so I ended up down here, and yep, just missed. That's a very difficult putt from in there.
Yeah. So here's the tap-ins for me with the camera. Oh, yeah. Man, that's really shaky.
That's good quality camera work right there.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah. And so here's my tap-in, and 3 is okay on this hole.
Yeah, going on to hole 8, which is a very tough hole just on its own.
It's a monster.
Yeah, so on the left here, you'll see these reeds. All of these reeds play out of bounds. So if you're in the reeds or left of the reeds, you're out of bounds. But then there's also that cart path right that is OB also. So if you're on the cart path or right, it's OB. So really you're trying to land in an area that's probably about 40 feet wide. And,
Maybe.
Yeah, and the hole's about 400 feet. So going for it's dangerous, and laying up is tough. So you really got to commit to a line on this hole.
Yeah, I do not have the guts to try and go for it. So this is my layup shot. I throw my Lucid X Fallon and just hit the middle.
Beautifully laid up. So here I'm taking my really overstable destroyer and I'm trying to lay this up, which sounds weird. I recently took the Firebird out of my bag just because I wasn't being as confident backhand with it as I was hoping for. And I was hoping to be able to throw the same shots that I want with my destroyer, but I just was not able to. So that went a mile OB left. So I'll be going to the drop zone.
Yeah, with this crosswind, I'm trying a forehand, and boy, did I roll my wrist on that one. But
worked out.
That
looked good.
Yeah, it came out pretty wobbly, but it ended up in a great spot.
So the drop zone play is a pretty challenging shot because the green actually gets smaller. The OB pinches off around the basket a little bit more. So you really gotta be specific with your shot from the drop zone. So I was happy with where I placed that. Ooh.
Yep, and there's my putt for a 3 and hit the band once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a tailwind on that putt and it just didn't drop at all.
Yep. I'm happy to get my 4 after that bad drive on that hole. So
Yeah.
I'll take the 4.
Getting up and down from the drop zone feels pretty good.
Yep. And there's the 4 for
And-
you as well.
Yep, there's my 4.
Alrighty. So, through 8 holes, going on to hole 9. Hole 9's really easy here. It's just straight ahead. You can really throw whatever you want. I've seen forehands on this hole. I've seen backhands. I've seen thumbers. I've seen a whole lot of things. Just whatever you can throw, maybe 230 pretty accurately, would be good.
Yeah, and on this course we usually have some sort of headwind on this hole, so it's real easy to turn something over.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, I think we did have a headwind on this hole this day too. So, was that a verdict for you?
Yeah, just nice, easy verdict into the headwind. Throwing something little overstable.
Keep it smooth, park it. I'm throwing kind of my similar shot. I'm throwing a pine here, which is also another relatively overstable mid-range. Just smooth, simple hyzer, right at it. Both pretty close, which is really what you're hoping for on that hole.
Yeah, we're both right here, so this should be some 2s.
Yeah, definitely.
2. You made it.
Gotta love those little 5-footers.
Mm-hmm. And here's me finishing up.
Go ahead and send her home.
And I believe that is our first star frame of the round,
That
too.
is the first star frame.
Oof. Alrighty, so through 9 holes here, I believe I was 1 under, and Aaron, you are...
I'm still struggling. That's where I'm at.
Struggling.
Yep.
We'll agree. So, Aaron, what did you see there for some takeaways, difference between advanced versus intermediate?
Oh, the consistency by far.
Mm-hmm.
Where you seem to get more up and down, I had definitely some missed throws, and that caused me some strokes.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely agree. If, I spray them off the tee sometimes too. I'm not always accurate, but I definitely noticed that advanced players are more likely to get up and down from weird locations than intermediate players are. Probably just based on familiarity of having thrown some of those weird shots maybe a little more, or having practiced them a little bit more. I don't know what it is exactly, but that's definitely one of the big things that I've seen in this front 9 that sets apart intermediate versus advanced.
Yeah, and I definitely had not a great front 9 for my putting, so I definitely left some out there.
Yeah, definitely. So, alrighty, well, come back and catch us for the back 9. We'll be picking that up in a minute here. Thank you to my sponsor, Plastic Addicts. Check them out for all your disc golf needs. And please like and subscribe if you like the video, and if you can, throw some discs.